there, it's Dusty with another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for being mean to my wife for buying me a trip to a Cancun resort for my 40th birthday? My wife and I have been together for 20 years, married for 15 of those years. That being said, my wife has been well aware that I do not like traveling. I don't mind road trips a state or two away, but that's it. I hate flying, and I really don't like surprises. These are facts that I've made known for decades at this point. My wife, however, in the past 5 or 6 years has really started itching to travel because her friends are traveling. Back in August, she kept insisting that our family get passports. During this whole process, I repeatedly say I don't think it's necessary because I hate traveling. But I relent when she says, we may take the kids out of the country at some point in the future. In September, she told me to take November 21st and 22nd off from work. Of course, when I ask why, she refuses to tell me. After some pressing, she says she's surprising me with a trip to a resort in Cancun for my 40th birthday. At this point, I'm floored, not in a good way. I ask her why she did this, reiterate that I hate flying, say I wanted a simple dinner at my favorite restaurant and a video game for my birthday, etc. She starts getting watery eyes and says she sold a bunch of her work's stocks to fund the trip, and I relent and say we can go to Cancun. In October, our dog gets cancer. Treatment is freaking expensive, so I tell my wife to return the trip tickets. She says she can't because it's too late to get her money back. When I asked how much she paid, it's damn near $2,000. This gets me upset all over again because at this point, we're looking terrible financially. We're paying vet bills, our downstairs AC unit broke and had to be completely replaced for $7,000 back in August, and she's splurging on a Cancun trip. I get pissed and tell her that if she had $2,000 to blow on a trip, she could have asked me what I actually wanted, got me a PS5, some dinner at my favorite spot, and put the rest towards our mounting debt. Again, she starts with the shaky voice and watery eyes. So I suck it up and sell off a huge portion of my retro game collection to keep us afloat. November, it really starts to hit me that this trip isn't even for me. She likes to travel. She likes to fly. She wants to go to Cancun, and my birthday is the perfect excuse to go. So I've been building up resentment about being broke with December fast approaching. We have 2 kids, one of which was born right before Christmas, so our funds are going to be tight from needing to buy presents. The whole thing comes off as her being financially irresponsible and using my birthday as an excuse to do some traveling to make her happy. This past week, I've been a dick to her because I'm starting to build resentment here and haven't spoken to her in a week. I also randomly went out with friends and rubbed it in her face that they actually take me places I wanted to go. I'm also seriously considering buying her a PS5 and taking her to my favorite dinner spot for her birthday in April. Here are edits. She booked the trip in September. The AC went out in August. Ooh, she booked the trip after the AC went out? We do travel. We go on family vacations every year. We've gone on several cruises out of the country in the past 10 years. We've taken a few plane trips to Orlando and Vegas as well. I'm not sure why people assume that I expect her to sit at home all day and never travel. If she wanted to travel on her birthday, I absolutely would go wherever she wanted to go because it's a day that's all about her and celebrates her. One of the big issues I have with her actions is that it's being done on my birthday. Yes, I have hobbies. I have a strict budget for those hobbies, and since my kids were born, I've cut down drastically to make sure we're able to put money in their college savings accounts every month since birth. My family is not neglected because of this. I spend a ton of time with my kids. I feel like I have to reiterate this. I'm down to travel outside of the country with my wife on special occasions that celebrate her and our relationship. I would absolutely suck it up for her and have done so in the past. My issue is that this is being done on my birthday. Thoughts, chat? Is it an ESH? I mean, look, if you were in a position where you made very, very, very clear that you are not a fan of traveling or surprises, and somebody got you that for your birthday, your partner, who's supposed to know you better than anybody, got you that for your birthday, I'm surprised it took OP as long as it took to figure out that this wasn't for them. It was for her. And also, I don't know how she would go through gifting this, knowing what she knows about his preferences and about his dislikes, and feel like she was doing something good. I don't understand. But you know what? We're going to get some Candy Thunder feedback on it.
I obviously think that she sucks for getting him a gift that was a gift for her and the kids and not him directly for his birthday.
Right.
I think she sucks really bad for that. That's not what you do on somebody's birthday. But I think his response, like, I get wanting to fight fire with fire because that's what he's doing. He's being like petty, fighting with this and starting to resent his wife for something that she did. And I understand being upset, but this isn't going to solve anything. But communicating with your partner about how they f***ed up would solve problems. And I feel like he's just really pissed off. And believe me, I understand that. And it's human nature to want to be petty and like want to get pissed off and fight that way. But if you value your relationship, I would not do that. Like, I wouldn't want to fight that way.
I guess part of me is like making an assumption here that he did talk to her about his issues with this. But you're right, as far as the story tells us.
I'm talking about how he treats her after, when he says, I'm just getting more pissed off, and then I come back and like rub it in her face that they did something. Like, how he acts after he explained it to her is the part that bothers me.
Gotcha.
It's like, and they should cancel the trip. They shouldn't go on the trip, even if she loses $2,000, because it's the principle behind what she did. Like, she did something that was specifically for herself because she likes it, knowing he does it. She did something for the kids for their birthday, and it was nothing to do with him. So I would not go on the trip if I was him. If she wants to schedule a trip and go with the family and not take him, then do that. But she up real bad. But I think don't get in the mud and play with her in the mud. Like, communicate with her and tell her what she did made you feel the way it's making you feel, and make sure that she understands it. If she's not willing to communicate, then you have a bigger problem. But
what do you get from her reactions of getting shaky and teary-eyed, like, as soon as he brings this up? We don't know like how he's presenting himself during those times either. He could be coming across very aggressive and actually scaring her during those times,
right.
Or like facing consequences. Could just be something that she has trouble handling.
Yeah, I don't. If we had a broken, I mean, I dream about trips all the time, but actually booking them without my partner's knowledge, a weekend away is totally different. Drivable, that's a totally different experience than booking a vacation for your family and not telling your partner. Yep. Again, she f***ed up royally. She f***ed up, and she needs to grovel and make it better. But I don't know. I don't get joy out of like being. It wouldn't make me feel good to rub shit in your face, and so that's just me.
I would not make me feel good to have shit rubbed in my face.
Not literally, but like, if you did something that upset me, I'm not gonna be petty and like rub it in your face. Like, I don't fight that way. Fighting makes me. I want to solve it and get over it and be gone. I want it to be gone.
Yeah, you have a 5-second rebound rate.
I really do.
That's different.
So it's, I mean, again, and everyone is different. Like, everyone has how they would react to the situation differently. But for me, I would not be a petty bitch to my spouse because they f***ed up. Like, I would communicate to them why they did what they did wrong. And the part that would hinge on all of this is their willingness to fix it.
Yeah. Well, and if he is looking at this as like, I'm going to create enough pain to make sure she never does this again, he has to accept that the collateral damage of creating that pain to make sure she never does this again is that he may also be pushing her away.
Right. And I'm not. And someone said she's manipulative and being a narcissist. Those things could be true, but if you want to value, like, if you value your relationship at all, if you want to be in that relationship, fighting fire with fire is not how you stay married.
Yeah, tit for tat never leads to anything.
And communicating
good.
In a marriage is what makes your marriage stronger. And people are going to respond. You catch more flies with honey, right? Like, so people are going to respond more to actually treating them like a human and telling them what they did wrong. But I mean, for argument's sake, yeah, f*** her, she's a narcissist, whatever, divorce her. Like, those things, I don't think this is a divorce kind of topic, in my opinion. What you did doesn't communicate my birthday. Like, this is for you. It
was a selfish thing that she did,
absolutely.
No doubt. But his rebuttal here, the pettiness is the problem. You're right. I mean, being pissed off about it, he has every right to be. He has every right to combat this and protest going and not go. He's endured pain here too, having to sell off like his hobby, his retro game collection,
right?
Just to be able to get them back whenever they had they had the ability to not have to go through that pain in the first place is just insult to injury here, right? It's salt in the wound. So it is her level of assholery goes up even further because of that. I definitely think she's the much bigger asshole here, but it is still in everyone's sucks.
She is 100% the bigger asshole here. But I just, this is we call this a level 3 fight in a marriage, because this is the fight where you need to get counseling. They need to work through their financial issues because they're not on the same page. They need to work through their communication issues because they're not on the same page. And you can't say that she's in the wrong for doing something like this, and he's in the right for responding like a petty bitch. Like that's just not okay. Like it's not going to fix a marriage. It's just going to destroy it, and it's going to break up a family.
Yeah. Well, and I guess that comes down to like, what do you want to get from this? And then you have to identify that before you decide what kind of action you're going to take, right? Sure, him being a petty bitch is warranted.
Yeah, I agree. But at some point you have to switch, and you have to decide whether you want to save your marriage or if this is your divorce. And if you decide you don't want to be in this marriage because she doesn't understand you and she doesn't get you, then that's his choice to move on from it and do something else. But I'm just telling you how I would handle the situation, and it is not like this.
Yeah, I get it. And
also, I feel like narcissism, like some people are complete narcissists, but there's like, we all have it inside of us. It's just how much do you lean into your selfishness? How much do you care about how you make other people feel? It's like a sliding scale. Like, where are you at on this scale? Because we all have the ability to show narcissistic traits, but I think she's selfish and she did a selfish thing, but that doesn't make her a shitty human being, in my opinion. So I would put her here.
Katie Thunder gives her the 2. I'd probably give her a 1. But I think he's at a 3. He should have done it differently.
And I would put him at a...
Okay, so I'm a little more harsh on him than she is.
And I would put him at a 4.
I'm a little more harsh on both of them.
So you're 1 and 3, 1 for her, 3 for him, and I'm 2 for her, 4 for him.
Yep, I'm odd and you're even. That's basically what it comes to. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's all about defining. He's got to define his goal and figure out. And yes, again, him being a petty bitch is absolutely warranted here if he's done. Right? If this is the last straw, if you're done,
you're done.
Then yeah, but if what he wants is to repair this relationship and get to a point where this kind of shit doesn't happen again because they respect each other and communicate with each other. Right now, she definitely doesn't have respect for him. She's using his birthday as an excuse to do something selfish, but that's something that you can fix in therapy. I hope.